consider and develop EDK. I think we're doing that. Block scheduling at OAS. Can you refresh my memory? Oh, yeah.
It means that instead of having the same classes every day for the same amount of time, you actually don't, you have like a different schedule, like sort of like more like columns.
Instead of 42 minutes in every class, you spend an hour and 30 in science, so you actually can get stuff
I mentioned that to my
done.
freshman daughter. I said, oh, you know, Hermione's thinking about block scheduling. She's like, an hour and a half in my math class? Get used to it, girlfriend.
Yeah, exactly.
But maybe that's why they wait till you're 18 to present it to you.
Maybe. Then you realize the benefits of it.
I'd be interested to hear what other schools,
It's an
particularly
interesting
private schools,
thought,
are
and
doing.
I mean, it's probably more than at high schools than at middle schools around here. I don't know.
Joe, do you have anything to add to block scheduling?
I have spent years on block schedules. I've done 2 high schools with block schedules, and I did a study on a middle school block schedule years ago. We actually brought in a consultant and had them go through. There's actually textbooks written on how to do block schedules if you can do
He's
that.
like, do not go there.
Wow, yeah, what's your opinion?
I think block schedules are good in terms of being able to free up instructional configurations to be able to do more. The challenge is to have staff members that are comfortable teaching that way, because it is a different way of teaching. And for many people, some people teach that way naturally, I'm saying some people don't. And so there's a huge staff development component that goes with it, as well as going through the process to work on it, because as I mentioned, the textbook on it, there are myriad numbers of block schedule configurations, and it takes, in one place, we took a year to study all the different possibilities.
And I guess, you know, part of it was, I mean, the reason why it made it to my list is under the Common Core, where things are, you know, where you're supposed to be going deeper into subject matter. It seemed like block scheduling could lend itself to sort of this, you know, deeper level of understanding, especially, you know, when you're getting less away from a teacher instructing in front of the classroom and having more time to work with your students on a particular subject like math or something like that. So that was,
Seems
really
consistent with Common
the
Core.
reasoning behind it, but I realize that it is a big challenge. It might not be one that we put on our immediate priority list.
Well, it's really interesting though. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't understand the term. I obviously understand that concept. And, you know, I'm thinking in science, you get halfway through an experiment and class is over. But what do you think about that for middle school kids? Is that an age appropriate kind of thing?
It is. Again, it comes down to kids, is typically not the big issue, it's the staff. The staff have to be comfortable in teaching that way. And you know, designing their lessons, whether it's math, which can be very challenging for some people to be able to do 90 minutes of math, 2 or 3 days a week as opposed to 45 minutes every day. And so you get into all kinds of issues around that. We can spend hours on it, but what happens when you don't teach math every day? What happens when you don't teach? And how does that work? And so you go through all these configurations. But in the end, it comes down to staff people feeling, teachers feeling that they are comfortable and empowered to be able to teach that way. And then the activities come from
Part of
that.
me thinks that if it were being done at Miramonte, that it might be more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To put them in that and then back out of it. might be
Yeah.
odd.
So there's been talk over the years about them doing that, and they haven't as of right now. So, you know, I can see it more in high school.
I will tell you, in high school, we did it, took 5 years from start to finish to do it.
Well, I know like in Palo Alto, Cali is block scheduling, Gun is not, I have a friend down there. And Gun is thinking of switching over, and there's a huge outcry because the parents are very concerned that their kids won't be able to take as many AP classes.
Oh,
And it's, you
Yeah,
know,
we don't
Palo
have
Alto. So,
Help us.
yeah, so it's a huge pushback, even though they think it might be better for the kids' mental health, which is a big issue, stress down there. So, again, you know, it's something that I personally am interested in, but I could see it more if Miramonte went that way.
So here's what I've come up with. I came up with 6 items. And then what I'll do is kind of fill in the gaps moving forward, not tonight, but I came up with board priorities moving forward. I came up with technology. I came up with communications. I came up with a long-range plan. I came up with policies around the Wagner Ranch nature area. I came up with equity issues / fundraising, and I came up with a governance handbook.
What about the OPEB cost?
Well, that's the question. Is that under long-range plan, or can we do that as its own item? I think we should do it as its own item
I
personally.
think we should do it as a.
Okay, so I'm gonna put number 7, I'm gonna put OPEB. Now, Jason expressed an interest in trying to prioritize these. I did not prioritize these,
That's not,
okay?
I think maybe
Work on
that's.
that in the future?
Yeah, maybe if we get this list out, maybe
Yeah.
the thing to discuss is how are we gonna get from this to a priority list
Okay. Well, I think we do it,
in another meeting.
yeah.
At our next
Yeah.
workshop,
Okay.
make it progress. Thank you.
Progress, you got it.
This really feels like such progress.
It does.
I agree. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
I'm usually in China.
Second?
All in favor?
Um,
Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Adjourned. Thank you. Jason, thanks for this, this is great.
No.
Truly appreciate it.
Thank you for holding up.
Heck, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit in the dark room.